Inequality and poverty, words often uttered when speaking of the South African economic condition. Facilitated by civil society organisations, this gathering heard speakers questioning why nationalisation had become a dirty word in the politico-economic discourse. They argue that in a society like South Africa, it could well be the necessary game changer in addressing its problems.
I think there's a whole range of economic interventions that are available to the state. And state ownership is one of the important levers that have been used around the world. And one of the ways that you can use state ownership is to nationalise companies, either to partly nationalise, to go into state-private partnerships.
Like Coleman, Ronnie Kasrils says South Africa should look at examples of nationalisation in Venezuela, Bolivia and Botswana, among others, to see what lessons the country can draw in order to achieve the maximum benefit from its natural resource endowment. He says any nationalised setup would need to be accountable to the people.
You've got to develop the skills and the capacity of the people who are in charge. They have to be accountable to the rest of society so that they can't get away with corruption, and they've got to be the best of people who are really there to serve the people and not just their own interests.
Duma Kubule, a black economic empowerment expert, says the mining sector is in a state of crisis. He cites Marikana and current strife in the platinum sector as key flashpoints. He says the mining charter needs to be scrapped and that more demands should be placed on the sector.
The B codes of good practice have been developed over the past 10 years of rigorous measurement and monitoring mechanism. But the mining sector has got a lower benchmark for measuring empowerment than the rest of the economy. The mining sector has got much lower targets than the rest of the economy. I ask myself, why is it that the mining sector is allowed to be outside of the country's policy on black economic empowerment? It cannot be justified any longer.
The speakers were on the same page, saying it could not be business as usual in South Africa. Neil Coleman called for an evidence-based discussion on nationalisation across all social classes so that serious consideration can be given to alternatives which could work better than the current policy framework. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.